All right, so I think it was last year I installed a new battery in my CRV. Let's see if there's a date. I'm not seeing one, but I think it was last year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Right in front of me. I knew that probably would happen. So, well, that's approximate date, I'm assuming, but around that time, installed this new battery, and it is a bigger battery than what was in here, and so it's a stronger battery, which is what I wanted. So, as you can see, here's the metal tray, or actually it's like plastic, but this part is metal, where the J hook went. And then down in here, maybe you can see, is the plastic tray, and it's spread out because I shove this thing in. So yeah, this used to go over the old battery. This would go over it, and then this would hook into there, and then of course this, then it would let's see, it'd come across like this, where it would bolt down into here, and then this would hold it down right there. But this battery's wider, and so that would not work. I needed to try something longer to see if I can kind of make it work. Okay, and so I have this. I bought this from Amazon, and it is, I don't know, like an inch longer. Yeah, about an inch longer. And that, if I remember correctly, I measured this a long time ago, but I think that's about all I needed, was just a little bit more, just like an inch more, to make this work. So there we go. Flat washer, lock washer, nut. Okay. Don't drop it. Put that in. Okay, so I need to get me one of those magnetic catch trays. I need to put that on my list. So let's see here. So this should hook. Yeah, that should hook down there. I'll show you real quick. So this should hook right there. There we go. So that hooks onto there, and then this should come up through this hole. like that, and then the washers and nut will go on there, and then it should, yeah, now it should just barely reach to right here. You can see that. So I'll take that bolt out and then I'll be right back. Okay, so it turns out I left my wrenches and my sockets in the other car. But what I'll do for right now is I'll put the nut there. I'll put the washers on, and then no wing nuts here, just this nut. Okay, like that, and then I will, once I get home, I will take this out and bolt that in place, and I think it should work. This used to be bent downwards a little more. This, you can see there's a bend right here and a bend right here. I actually straightened that out so it was a little bit, so this piece was a little bit longer so it would reach. So I'm kind of making it work. Yeah, but I think that's gonna work out. Okay, today is the next day, and first off, I hope you can hear me okay, and it's a little windy today. So anyhow, I finally was able to get the socket I needed for this. And I stopped at Harbor Freight and I picked this up for $3. Turns out there's not that many places to actually stick it, except for maybe right here. That's really about it. But it was only a few bucks, so I just grabbed it. Probably seems like what would make sense to buy next is you can buy a rectangular shaped one that would probably sit here real nicely. It turns out I left these J-hooks right here and drove around, only in the city, but drove around. I can't believe they were still here when I opened the hood, but they were. So, and then, yeah, as you can see, this is the old one, and the new one's an inch longer, which is what I needed. So, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take this out and attach the metal piece across to hold it down. Nice. Okay, so then, and again, just to show you guys, this from here to here used to be a little shorter, but I flattened this area out a little bit so it would be a little longer, so it would accommodate the wider battery, and I think it's going to work. All right, that's in the hole right there. Comes up, across, there. Okay. All right. Got it started in. That's a good sign. Okay, that's tight. Now let's look back here. Not bad. I think I need to tighten it down a little bit. Okay, so this one was an 11 millimeter deep socket. Is going to work on this one. And let's see if you guys can see that. It's hooked down there, and then tighten it right here. As you can see, the older battery used to sit right up against here, but this one's so wide that I'm making do. But I think it's gonna work. So it's really solid. So there, yeah, so that's what I did. This used to have a skinnier battery, and I decided for my next battery I wanted something a little stronger, and I can tell it's stronger the way it starts, especially in the wintertime. It started much better when it got cold last winter. I was a lot happier with it. So it's more powerful, but it's wider, but I just had to customize it a little bit, and I just ordered a longer J-hook or threaded bolt, whatever it's called, and that works. So there you go. See you later.